In his first book, Literary Lapses, Stephen Leacock wrote a piece called How to Make $1 Million. Now, I know you're all interested, nay, anxious to know how to do this, so I advise you to listen carefully. He writes, I mix a good deal with the millionaires. I like them. I like their faces. I like the way they deal with the millionaires. I like them. I like their faces. I like the way they live. I like the things they eat. The more we mix together, the more I like the things we mix. Most of all, I like the way they dress. You get 6 or 7 of them sitting around here in the club. It's a treat to see them. And if they get the least bit of dust on them, men come along and brush it off, yes, and are glad to. I'd like to take some of the dust off them myself. Now, what I like to do is just sort of stroll around casually and catch the odd scraps of conversation. I heard one millionaire lean over and say the other night, well, I offered him $1.5 million. He could take it or leave it. I wouldn't pay him a penny more. Oh, I just longed to break in and say, what? What? Say that again. $1.5 million? Oh, offer it to me to either take it or leave it. Do try me once. I know I can do it. Or look, fellas, let's just make it a plain million and be done with it. Oh, not you understand that these men are careless over money. Oh, no, don't think it. Of course, they don't take much account of big money, $1 million or $1 billion, but you've no idea how anxious they get about a cent or half a cent or less. Why, one night, 2 of them came into the club here and they were just delirious with delight. They said that wheat had risen and they'd cleaned up 4 cents each in half an hour. They bought dinner for 16 people on the strength of it. 4 cents. Why, I've sometimes made twice that amount of money writing for the papers, and I never felt like boasting about it. Huh. One night, it was very late, I heard one of the millionaires say, let's call up New York and offer it 1/4 cent. Well, my heavens, imagine paying the cost of calling up New York City in the middle of the night, nearly 5 million people, and offering it 1/4 cent. But did New York get mad? No, they took it. It's high finance. I don't understand it. I tried calling up Chicago and offering it 1.5 cents. I tried calling Hamilton, Ontario, and offering it $0.50. The operator only thought I was crazy. Now, just how the millionaires make their money is a hard question to answer, but one way is this. Strike the town with 5 cents in your pocket. They nearly all do this. They've told me over and over again, men with millions and millions, that the first time they struck town, they only had 5 cents in their pocket. This seems to have given them their start. Of course, it's hard to know how they do it. I tried it once. I almost did it. I borrowed 5 cents from a friend, and I carried it out of town with an awful rush. If I hadn't struck that beer saloon in the suburbs and spent the 5 cents, I might be a rich man today, you know. There's another way, too. I almost hate to tell you this, but because I mean to use it myself. But there's an old man here. He's extremely rich. He has one of the best faces of the lot. He's just like a hyena. I never knew how he got so rich, so I asked one of the millionaires how old Bloggs made his money. How he made it, he said. Why, he just took it out of widows and orphans, that's how. What an idea. Widows and orphans. But who would have thought that they had it? And how, I asked pretty cautiously, did he go at it to get it out of them? Why, he said, he just ground them under his heels, that's how. Now, isn't that simple? I've thought of that conversation many times, and I mean to try it. If ever I get a hold of them, I'll grind them soon enough. But how to get them? Most of the widows I know look pretty solid for that sort of thing. And as for orphans, well, it must take an awful lot of them. But if I ever get a whole group of orphans together, I'll stamp on them and see. I find upon further inquiry that you can also grind it out of clergymen. They say they grind nicely, but perhaps orphans are easier. Yeah, I suppose I'd better start with the little orphans. Well, Stephen Leacock never did make anywhere near $1 million in his entire lifetime, but he made millions of people happy tonight.